herding cats. Hey, friends. Shabbat Shalom. Good to see you. Good to see you. So we're going to start our service. That's pretty hot. We're going to start our service in just a moment. I want to make sure before we do that you all have our booklet. You don't need any of our books today. Everything is going to be in this little prayer booklet. And the Torah reading, the Haftarah, everything that you need will be in here. So, it looks like you all have. Good. All right. Well, we're going to start in just a moment. And it's nice to have you here. And it's nice to have them here and be a part of this group and community this year and for the many years you folks have been connected. So we're going to begin.
Good morning. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
It really has been quite a while since I have willingly gone to a Saturday service, to be honest. When I was little, my parents would take me to a lot of Friday and Saturday Shabbat services, regardless of whether I was excited and thrilled to go to it or not. I went to Sunday school for years, but aside from driving my teachers near clinically insane with my friends, I didn't learn much there either. And certainly not about who I am with regards to Judaism. The COVID-19 pandemic certainly didn't help my case, and I found myself slowly growing away from my Judaism and my friends. I'd almost completely lost both before I entered this class. Now, a wise young girl, and stop me if you've heard this before, once said how wonderful it is that nobody needs wait a single moment before starting to improve the world. In case you were not familiar with this quote, the girl who said this was Anne Frank, who was 16 years old when she was killed in the Holocaust. Bear in mind, she is no older than most of us are right now. However, to begin to improve the world, we must first improve ourselves in our personal Judaism. This was the focal point of the first half of this class, where we spent much of our time growing and fostering our knowledge of Judaism. The learning that we did varied over the course of the year, from creating our own religion to discussing interpretations of texts that had a large emphasis on topics like tzedakah and tikkun olam. We had many meaningful and quite a lot of the time off-topic conversations about God, Judaism, and our personal interpretations of everything that we brought up. That was the first half of the class. The second half was much more focused on using our new and improved knowledge to act and try and improve the world. We began by quickly diving into the Litaken Social Justice Seminar, which was a fun and inspiring trip to a Jewish teen convention in DC. We explored various museums to learn about our past and present, and we wrote speeches and used our combined wisdoms about these topics to lobby to real members of Congress, I promise. And we included prevalent topics like gun violence prevention, addressing climate change, and criminal justice reform. We also had a lot of fun bonding on the trip. It was an amazing experience, and we further developed friendships that will continue to be such a big part of our Jewish identity. Following the trip, we had discussions with professionals about modern high school issues like mental health and anti-Semitism, which unfortunately plague our country today. Top it off with a discussion with our parents, and we finally see all the preparation that has gone into this service over the past year. So now that we are completing our confirmation, what happens now? Is this the end of our learning? In a way, as it is, as this service marks the end to a specific chapter of our lives. However, we are far from finished when it comes to trying to improve the world. Malala Yousafzai said, "Let us remember, one book, one pen, one child, and one teacher can change the world." If we can find these important qualities in ourselves and others, there is absolutely nothing to stop us from using the knowledge that we gained in the relationships that we've developed this year to change our lives, the lives of those around us, and the future of this world that we live in for the better. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
The Matavu is a way of expressing gratitude and awe for the beauty of the world around us, and for the opportunity to gather together and connect with others through prayer. The words Matavu mean how good in Hebrew, and the prayer is a reminder to us of the goodness and holiness that is present in our lives. Through reciting the Matavu, we seek to create a sense of harmony and unity with one another, and to start our day with a sense of joy and peace.
When we say the prayer Nisim B'chol Yom, we are praising God for the miracles we experience daily. Nes is the word for miracle, so this makes sense. These miracles, at first glance, may seem insignificant or unimportant, like the ability to distinguish day from night. But at a closer look, these little things that we take for granted are really great miracles. We've grown accustomed to these miracles as we execute them daily, so we don't notice that we're able to experience amazing things. Next time you wake up after a long night's sleep, refreshed and ready for a new day, take a minute to be grateful of the miracle of being able to live in miracles. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lasech vivina, lechavhin ben yom uvein laila, who has given the mind the ability to distinguish day from night.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, pokeach ivrim, who opens the eyes of the blind.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, matir asurim, who frees the captive.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, zokef kefufim, who lifts up the fallen.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, roka haaretz al hamayim, who stretches the earth over the waters.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hametim zadei gaver, who
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Malbir Sharumim, who clothes the naked.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hanoten le'alef koach, who gives strength to the weary.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Hamavir sheina me'enai, Uduma me'afapai, who removes sleep from the eyes, slumber from the eyelids.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asani b'tzelem Elohim, who made me in the image of God.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asani ben chorin, who has made me free.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asani Yisrael, who has made me a Jew.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Ozer Yisrael bigvura, who girds Israel with strength.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Ozer Yisrael b'tifara, who crowns Israel with splendor.
Amen.
Yikada v'yikada shemei rabba. Ve'alma divrach yiruteh ve'amlich malchuteh. V'chayechon u'yomechon u'chayedeho beit Yisrael. Ba'gala uvizman kari v'imeru. Amen. Yehei shmei raya b'mevarach. Le'alamu me'omaya Yibarach ve'yishtabach v'yipa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitale v'yitalo shmei kusha brichu leila mikol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiram be'alma v'imeru.
Amen.
The Barhu is a call to worship, similar to how confirmation class is a call back to Jewish life for Jewish teens. This prayer centers around what experiences all of us have had in the past year and how it got all of us here today. In the past year, I have gained so much from this confirmation class. I've learned in depth about Jewish life, and I've connected with our whole class over our shared experience as both teens and Jews. From traveling across the country to our nation's capital, marching on Capitol Hill, and getting into deep, seemingly never-ending conversations about God. This last year has helped to grow my Jewish identity and has drastically changed my perspective on religion as a whole. I have found such a strong, supportive community that has made me feel much more confident stepping into my life as a Jewish adult. As we prepare to begin this prayer together, I ask you to think about your journey in the past year and how it led to you being here today.
Baruch hu et Adonai HaMevorach.
Yotzer Or talks about, oh my God, alone, you are so short. I'm sorry. Yotzer Or talks about God creating light and darkness, the sky and the earth. The past year during confirmation, we have discussed God's influence on creation. Did God create everything? Did God start us off and let science do the rest? Did God even do anything? Who knows? But we are here together, and every day we live in the environment that God has, maybe, created for us. We're holding this service in the beautiful Har HaShem sanctuary with Judaism all around us, in this building, in the songs we sing, and in the people around us. Being in a Jewish setting has always helped me feel closer to God. I invite you all to take a moment and look around and appreciate that we are all here together. Or Chadash al Tzion Ta'ir, v'nizkeh chulanu mehira le'oro, Baruch Ata Adonai, Yotzer HaMe'orot.
Leave alone, man. Ahava means love. Rabbah directly translates to great, but together, Ahava means love extraordinary and magnificent. The prayer talks about how God's love is infinite because God is so entwined in everyone that, like a parent, God is unable not to harbor eternal love for all creations. This prayer for me is really just gratefulness and us all feeling loved and giving love to God in return. And even if God exists only in the hearts and minds of people, then God's love is still an all-encompassing force, because if God is in your heart and mind, then your love of anyone is your love of God and God's love for all. Baruch Ata Adonai, Chabocher ba'amo Yisrael ba'ahava.
All right. When we sing the Shema, we often think of unity and oneness. Unity within a community makes us stronger as a whole. Whether this is by supporting each other through hardship or going to Washington, D.C. to have our voices heard. If we look carefully in our lives, we see that we have a variety of natural communities all around us, like friendships, families, congregations, neighbors, and even classmates. When we unite, we enhance connection and belonging, which is a human need and makes us all stronger. When we come together, we can conquer greater things and make a difference. Unity shows resilience within a group, which illustrates one way the Shema inspires resilience and strength in the community.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות
We all know the prayer, Mi Chamocha, but do we really know what it means? First, it starts with the question, who is like you? We could easily answer with nobody, because God is all-powerful, which is right, but I don't think that's the full story. Well, first off, the Mi Chamocha is also in the Torah. It is sung by the Jewish people after they get past the Red Sea. I think that this joyous song is sung right when we had hope again. So I think that Mi Chamocha not only reminds us of the awesomeness of God, but it also the hope we should give ourselves and each other. Yisrael, Kuma Bezrat Yisrael, Ufdei Kinumecha, Yehuda veYisrael, Go Aleinu, Adonai Tzevaot Shemo, Kedosh Yisrael, Baruch Atah Adonai, Gal Yisrael.
Adonai Sefatai Tiftach Uvi Agi Tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Vekonei Hakol, Vezocher Chasdei Avot v'Imahot, Umevi Geula Livnei Bneihem, Leman Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Abraham, Bezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayei HaKol Atah Rav L'Hoshia. סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומידו מלך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה לחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי הכל. נקדש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום, ככתוב היה נביאך, וקרא זה אל זה ואמר, קדוש, 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 אדוני צבאות, מלוא כל הארץ, כבודו. אדיר, אדירנו, אדוני, אדוננו, מה אדיר שמך בכל הארץ. ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקומו. אחד הוא אלוהינו, הוא אבינו, הוא מלכנו, הוא מושיענו והוא ישמיענו, ברחמיו לעיני כל חי. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, ימלוך אדוני לעולם. אלוהי ציון, לדור ודור. הללויה. לדור ודור נגיד גודלך, ולנצח נצחים קדושתך נקדיש. בשבחך אלוהינו מפינו לא ימוש לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
The Jewish tradition teaches us gratitude. Whether it is giving your gratitude to God or to the fellow stranger, we are taught to be grateful to whoever helps us when we are in need. I, as well as my fellow confirmation students, have grown up in the synagogue with this idea in mind. The Torah teaches us to give thanks to God for the creation of this world and the life He gave us, whether it's saying thanks to God or saying thanks to the person who said bless you after you sneeze. But the question we should ask is, how do we pay it forward? I believe that we have a responsibility to pay it forward with another act of kindness, or mitzvah. Saying thank you is a good way to show gratitude, but I believe it is not enough. We need to spread the kindness we've received, making the world a kinder place overall. Baruch atah Adonai hatov shimcha ucha na'eh lehudot.
Let's take some time for our own silent prayer.
When we pray about peace in Jerusalem, we often begin with "Grant us peace," asking God to give us this amorphous idea of peace. But peace is not simple. Peace itself is hard to pin down. Some of us see peace as an outward healing of a broken world, hope for kindness in each person, or an inner state that is absent of turmoil. Some of us see peace in all of these things. But when we blindly ask for peace, we rob ourselves of a true understanding of peace in two ways. Peace is not given or granted. Peace is found. And second, more importantly, peace is not about perfection. Peace is about being whole and not without conflict, but finding out what makes us happy and what makes us whole. We can't be perfect, but we can find peace. And that's the key. Finding peace. Peace is not something that can be given to us or granted. Peace has to be worked for, and peace is not easy. We can pray for God to give us strength for peace, but we have to find it ourselves. Shalom b'romav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh shalom b'romav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh shalom b'romav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'achol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'achol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom b'romav, Yaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh shalom b'romav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh shalom b'romav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu, ve'achol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'achol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom,
So we move into our Torah service, Seder Kriyat Torah, the reading of the Torah. We're going to ask you, friends, to please rise as you are able. And we have our other friends here who are going to be opening the ark and carrying our scroll.
Ein kamocha v'Elohim Adonai ve'ein kemasecha malechutecha malchut kol olamim umemshaltecha bechol dor v'dor Adonai melech Adonai melech Adonai imloch leolam va'ed Adonai oz le'amo yitein Adonai yevarech et amo v'shalom Av harachamim heitiv avirzoncha et Zion tivne chomot Yerushalayim tivne chomot Yerushalayim kivecha levad batachnu melech eram v'nisa adon olamim ki mitzion teitzei Torah ki mitzion teitzei Torah udevar Adonai mirushalayim baruch shenatan Torah Torah baruch shenatan Torah Torah le'amo Yisrael b'kedushato Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Echad Eloheinu Gadol Adonenu Kadosh Shemo Gadol Adonai iti uneru mima Shemo yachdav Lecha Adonai hagedula v'hagevura v'hatiferet v'hanetzach v'hahod ki chol b'shamayim u'va'aretz ki chol b'shamayim u'va'aretz lecha Adonai hamamlacha v'amitnasei lechol lerosh Ramemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu lehar kodsho Ramemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu lehar kodsho Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Ramemu Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Ramemu
Romemu Adonai shachavu lehakodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu leishtachavu
lehar kodsho.
May be seated, but not Zeke. So, like we always do, this is, while the Torah is out and amongst us, we always share a Dvar Torah, a word of Torah, something where we get to try and figure out what's happening in this really ancient text that you're going to hear about in a second. What happens in the text, and how do we make a connection for our own lives? And Zeke felt really strongly about a message today, and I think you're going to, I think you're going to appreciate it, because I know that I do. Is this you?
Yep.
Yeah, good. Okay.
The most prominent problem with religion today is that it's old. And when thinking in a modern sense, it's outdated. The Torah portion that we're going to read today is all over the place. Mostly it talks about what to do in the month of Nisan, which I learned is the biblically accurate first month of the year. It's pretty cool. It talks a lot about how to celebrate Passover, but it also mentions that anyone with a, quote, physical disability cannot offer food to God as a sacrifice. When I first read that paragraph, I had to read it over again. I thought, this can't be right. But it turns out, from Memor, God tells Moses to tell Aaron that, quote, no one at all who has a deficit shall be qualified to offer a sacrifice. I found this odd, as whenever I go to temple today, I always hear about how everyone needs to be included and we need to help the stranger and welcome them into our home. When I started thinking about this, I realized just how wrong it was. I talked to Rabbi about it, and we concluded that the ancient Jews were just trying to keep the religion pure. This still didn't sit right with me, because the unwelcoming of people severely contradicts the most commonly stated mitzvah in the Torah, to welcome the stranger into our home. And if we're always supposed to welcome the stranger, it makes no sense to me why we shouldn't welcome the Jew. When I think about Judaism today, I think about how everyone is connected, no matter what. I think of summer camp and all the different people that I meet there, and we all have one thing in common. When I think Jewish, I think connection. As many of you know, I'm a drummer. On one Saturday a few months ago, my school hosted the competition for that week. I was put on duty directing traffic and not letting cars park in the parking lot. I was out there with a good friend of mine, and we were drumming on the little traffic blocks, being nerds, having a good time. And I started playing a little thing that I'd learned a while ago. I'll spare you the details. And unbeknownst to me, a car rolled up behind where we were standing, trying to leave. And as he was about to pull away, he rolled down his window and yelled out to me, "Hey, is that Pulse 2017? It was. To put it simply, I was amazed. I was amazed at how someone I never talked to, and probably will never talk to again, had something in common with me. We were both connected through the smallest thing. So this got me thinking. Is everyone connected somehow, some way? I think so. When Gandhi was asked if he was Hindu, he replied, "Yes, I am, but I'm also a Muslim, a Christian, a Buddhist, and a Jew." If I look out at anyone sitting here right now, aside from the obvious, we're both a part of a Jewish community, I feel extremely confident that I could find one thing that we have in common. And that seems to be the beauty of religion. I think that by God telling Moses what God did, trying to keep Judaism pure, God had taken away the most important part of what it means to be Jewish in a Jewish community. Today, we strictly follow the teaching to love your neighbor as yourself and to welcome the stranger into your home. I think that the only way to keep Judaism pure, like God intended it to be, when God spoke to Moses, is to include everyone. Not just to hear, but to listen to a cacophony of different backgrounds, ideas, voices, all coming from different places. To not be discriminative, but to be open and to accept and embrace change. To voice our opinions, encourage others to do so as well. And to stand up for what we deem immoral and wrong. The pure Judaism I want to see isn't what God intended it to be however long ago. The pure Judaism I want to see is everyone together, talking and helping each other, lifting each other up, and fighting for what's right. Shabbat Shalom.
That was awesome. That was really beautiful Torah. and I'm so grateful for that message. It's hard to kind of reconcile some of these ancient ideas and what was important to them with our contemporary scene, and I think Zeke was really a great teacher today. So we're going to turn to Words of Torah. You don't need another book. Everything is right here for you. You can follow along. The blessings before and after the reading are on the bottom of page 12. And starting on 13, we have our students who are going to be chanting Torah and sharing an aliyah. So for the first aliyah, Eli is going to come forward and Zoe is going to share the blessing. Oh, we should find the text. Let's see. Yeah, good.
Good?
We're good. Hit it.
Baruch hu et Adonai Hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach leolam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach leolam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher bachar banu mikol hamim. V'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Hold that for you. You see?
V'adaber Adonai el Moshe lemor, daber el Haron lemor, ish Zahracha ledorotam, am esher yehye vomor, lo yitkra yahiv lechem Elohav, icholish, am shebo mom lechem bo yitkra ish iver ofiseach o charum o chashruah.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher natan lanu Torat emet. V'chayei olam nata betochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. You should come on this side, folks. Don't go yet, Zoe. Come on this side. Our second aliyah, Travis is going to share the blessing and Zeke is going to be chanting. Right over here, Travis.
Baruch hu et Adonai Hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach leolam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach leolam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher bachar banu mikol hamim. V'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
O ish asher yihye vo shever ragel o shever yad o giben o dak o tevalul beino o garaf o yalefet o meroach ashech kol ish asher bo mu mizera acharon hakohen lo yigash lehakriv Et Ishe Adonai Mumbo. Et Lechem Elohav Lo Yigash Lehakriv.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torat emet, v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai, noten haTorah.
Amen. You guys stand to the left. Go and sit.
What?
Let's take a moment, and while the Torah is out and amongst us, thinking of friends or family, folks who are connected to us who could use some prayer for strength, for healing, and for wholeness. If you'd like to share their name out loud, I invite you to do so. The words in the bottom part of page 13.
And let us say, Amen. Nishaberach imotenu mekor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
We continue at the bottom. Kobe is our next chanter, and our students, we're going to have all of you rise and come over here. The whole class gets to share the blessing. It's like Baruch Adonai Amorach Leolam Vaed. Baruch Adonai Amorach Leolam Vaed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher gafar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. Amen. Thank God. Okay.
Lechem Elohav Mikadeshei HaKodashim Umet HaKodashim Yochel Ach El HaParochet Lo Yavod Ve'el HaMizbeach Lo Yigash Kimumbo Ve'lo Yechalel Et Mikdashai Ki ani Adonai Mikadesham. Vaydaber Moshe el Aharon ve'el banav ve'el kol bnei Yisrael.
Good job. Amen. Wonderful. Yeshkach. Friends, you're going to go back towards your seats. Friends, we're going to ask you to please rise as you are able. We continue with Hagba in Galila, the raising and the redressing of the Torah scroll.
Vezot HaTorah asher sam Moshe lifnei bnei Yisrael al pi Adonai be'ad Moshe. Torah, 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 tzivah lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 tzivah lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 tzivah lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 tzivah lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 tzivah lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 tzivah lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 tzivah lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 tzivah lanu Moshe. Torah, tzivah lanu Moshe. Torah, tzivah lanu Moshe. Torah, tzivah lanu Moshe. Torah, tzivah lanu Moshe.
Let's be seated. Asher's going to continue. We start on page 14 with the Haftarah. We're looking at the book of Ezekiel. Sorry. Anytime. Got it. There we go.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar b'mivim tovim v'ratza b'direhem hane'emarim be'emet. Baruch atah Adonai aboher b'torah u'Moshe avdo u'Yisrael amo u'v'nvi'ei ha'emet v'tzedek v'achrei tohorato yamim shivat yamim yisperu lo u'vayom bo'o el hakadosh El Hehatzer Hapinimid Lesharet Ba'Kodesh Yakriv Chatato Na'um Adonai Elohim V'hayata Lahem Lanachala Ani Nachahalatam V'ahuzah Lo titnu lachem ve'Yisrael ani ahuzatam hamincha v'chata v'ha'asham hema yochlu v'hocherem b'Yisrael lahem yehyeh Reshit Kobet Bikurei Ho Vehotirumat Ho Miko Tirumotechem Lakohanim Yeh Reshit Arisotehem Titenu la Kohen lechanim niach berecha el beitecha kol nevehela utrefa min haof umin habhema lo yochlu hakohenim. All right, yeah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam tzur kol haolamim Sadik bechol hadorot Ha'el ha'ne'eman ha'omer ve'oseh Hamdaber kayim Shekol devarav emet v'tzedek Al ha'torah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al hanvi'im ve'al yom ha'shabbat hazeh Shenatata lanu Adonai Eloheinu likdusha v'limnucha lechavod ultifaret al hakol Adonai Eloheinu anachnu modim lach umvarchim otach yitbarach shimcha befi kol chai tamid leolam va'ed baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat.
I don't know about you folks, but I'm loving this. I think that they are great. They've worked hard to prepare, well, they didn't work that hard, but they worked hard to prepare, let's go with that. They worked hard to prepare not just for the service, but what I really appreciate about, this group of teenagers is that they've really wanted to prepare for their own Jewish journeys. And I appreciate that, and I value that, and I respect that. There's a lot of folks that, are not kind of actively pursuing what is this going to mean for me. And here you are showing up, and I think the hardest thing in the world to do for anything and for anyone is to actually just to show up. And you show up for a community, you show up for your people. Most of all, I think you're showing up for yourselves, and I find that to be really wonderful. Confirmation started in the beginning of the 20th century. There was a lot of folks in the Reform movement back then, only in this country, only in America, where they thought that becoming bar mitzvah or bat mitzvah, and it was really just bar mitzvah for a good long time. It was too young to really appreciate anything, and they didn't value it. So the rabbis got rid of this whole B'nai Mitzvah experience, and instead they created confirmation. And confirmation at 15 or 16 years old, this was an idea of confirming who you are as a Jew. After just a few more years, we have a different level of appreciation than when we're 13. And that was really significant. Now in time, of course, B'nai Mitzvah kind of came back, and more girls were becoming bat mitzvah, more women were becoming bat mitzvah later in life, starting in around the 70s really, and now in our community we call it B mitzvah, but because of the inclusion that Zeke is really talking about, but here confirmation is kind of held on. I like when people come back to Boulder where they grew up and they go to like our little wall and they try and say, oh, I was here and this is my friend, and oh, I remember Rabbi Rose, and all of those kinds of things, and there's a real sweetness to that. And I hope that'll be true for you too as well. I appreciate this idea of confirming who you are as Jews, not just taking a class. And I think it was more than a class. We really created a lot of different encounters and had a bunch of laughs. And I think that's really a powerful statement. And when we started this in the beginning of the year, one of the very first things we did was we talked about how we are going to create a covenant. How are we going to enter into a mutual respectful, and sacred relationship and partnership with one another. And I really see how you live that out. You resolved in the very beginning of our class to build a community where people are going to make an effort to actually listen to one another and to teach one another and to share and be honest with one another. And we made a promise at that point to talk, to communicate, but to keep showing up. So I really think that you did that. And you were always thoughtful in your answers. I think you were even more thoughtful in your questions. So my greatest hope for all of you folks is that you're going to continue your Jewish journeys and find ways to encounter the world through Jewish eyes. And I find that to be a really meaningful experience. And that's my hope for you, that the ideas and ideals of your people, our inherited wisdom of ancestors for generations and generations, are going to help you encounter the world. Judaism isn't a structure that's just supposed to be preserved. It's supposed to be lived. And I think our Judaism is really a living Judaism. So how you develop your own worldview with your Judaism and your Jewishness, it's going to be up to you. And we are here to support you in that journey in any way it possibly can. So a prayer that a friend of mine has shared for our students. When you come here to stand in front of our congregation to deliver your messages about our prayers and your experience of confirming who you are as Jews, you are making an amazing statement to all of us older folks in the congregation, especially your parents. You are another generation. Your lives are different than ours when we grew up, to be sure. You are walking into a future that none of us are totally going to see. Your role as this upcoming generation is to walk forward and make your Judaism matter. And parents, you're coming to understand, I know, that your role as parents is to stand still. You have to do it over and over and over again. You stand still and watch them as they walk away from you into kindergarten. You stand and watch them dive off diving boards and run on soccer fields. Some climb mountains. You stand and wave goodbye when they get on the bus for camp, and you stand on the bima when they're 13 years old and watch them walk into a congregation to deliver their own divrei Torah, their own words of Torah, all by themselves. You watch 16-year-olds climb into a car and drive away. You watch them, I hope, travel to Israel one day by themselves. And someday, much sooner than you think, you're going to kiss them goodbye, and they, God willing, will move out of your house. And again, and again, and again, you watch them walk away from you, and you stand still. It's not that our lives are static. What I mean is, really, our jobs as parents is to stand fast, to be your children's touchstone, the thing in their lives that is constant and steady and always to be counted on when so much of their lives is chaos and change. And your job, too, is to stand up for values and principles, to be your children's pillar of integrity and goodness as they think about how they're going to live, including how they are going to live with their own Judaism and Jewishness. So your job is to stand firm with patience and with love and with good sense, even when they push back. And your job is to stand up with pride and to celebrate the fact that they are growing up and making their own journeys, and they're making their own Jewish journeys. May the one who blessed our mothers and fathers who came before us bless you. This day marks your thoughtful presence with the Jewish people at Sinai, where you are inheriting our people's hopes and dreams and truths for yourselves, as shown through the light and through the love of Torah and of history. We do congratulate you for the progress that you've made, that's for sure. We wish you continued achievement in the years ahead, to be sure too. May you be blessed with health of body and mind, so that you may be able to fulfill your fondest hopes. May your people's love of learning inspire you in continuing your quest for knowledge. As you advance in your studies, may you grow in wisdom, and as you increase your knowledge, may you gain understanding. For knowledge alone may be less than a blessing. Unrestrained by decency, it can make us dangerous. But knowledge, when linked with compassion and justice, these ideals are intimate with our Torah, and they can enhance our lives and benefit our whole society. So may these young people go from strength to strength, and may the teachings of Judaism guide you in all that you do. Thus, they will bring honor to themselves, pride to all who pray for their well-being. So you're not exactly little kids anymore. You are somebody's child for sure, and you're also always part of the children of Israel. And as you become confirmands and get your picture up on the wall, you are inheriting our people's shared wisdom, a treasure trove of hope, of love, of dreams, aspirations, and truths. And they are absolutely yours too. May your continued learning and questioning and discussing in your own lived experiences be inspiring, compelling, gentle, and meaningful as you continue your Jewish journeys. I'm going to have all of you stand. We're going to bring our friends here up onto the bima and open the ark again. So if you're able, we invite you to stand. Folks, let's go up on the bima together. You get to go first. Ready?
It's Chaim here, Lama Chazikim ba, Vetom Ha Meushar Deracha Darcheinoam Vechol Netivotah. 'Cause
another blessing of gratitude, of hope, of our aspirations. Most of all, just a blessing to share with you for peace and wholeness.
יברכך אדוני וישמרך.
Ken Yehi Ratzon, may God bless you and keep you.
יאר אדוני פניו אליך ויחונך.
Ken Yehi Ratzon, may God look kindly upon you always and love you unconditionally.
יישא אדוני פניו אליך וישם לך שלום, שלום, שלום.
Ken Yehi Ratzon, may God reach out to you in tenderness and give you shalom, a sense of peace and wholeness, so you can bring shalom out into the world. Thanks, everyone. We're going to remain standing for Aleinu.
The prayer Aleinu unsurprisingly begins with the word Aleinu. And while the word Aleinu has many interpretations, its most basic definition is upon us, showing that the prayer will talk about our side of our relationship with God. But more specifically, the prayer says that it is upon us to praise Adonai our God. In addition, it really emphasizes the importance of God and how there is nothing else but God. I believe that this is especially notable when coupled with the idea that everything is a part of God, because that will mean that this prayer is truly saying that it is upon us to praise and understand the importance and significance of everything in life, and that each thing, including even God, deserves some appreciation.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon ha'kol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כרצון, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגור עלינו ככל עמונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים לפני מלך מלך המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד הארץ ומושבים קרוב בשמיים ממעל ושכינתו זו בגובה מרומים הוא אלוהינו Zulato, Kakatu, Betorato, Edatayom, Ashevota, Elevaveta, Ki Adonai, Hu Elohim,
be seated. Zichronam levracha. May their memories be for a blessing. If you are observing a yahrzeit, the anniversary of one's death, or in a period of mourning, we invite you, if you choose, to rise for a moment, share the name of the one whom you are remembering, and then we'll continue with additional names from the community. We also remember in the period of Shloshim, those first 30 days, we remember Lynn Ruttenberg Mendel, the sister of Nancy Bailey. We remember Bill Barron and Eleanor Ray Barron, the father and mother of Sandra Green. We also remember those yahrzeits that have fallen in this week that has passed. William Bachrach, Julius Brodsky, Margaret Brown, Lynn Friedman, Elaine Freuchen, Michael Glassman, Michael Gould, Lily Haber, Mildred Hartman, Ezra Hazan, Jonah Kimmel, Marshall Kozin, Selma Kreitman, Beverly Levy, Howard Leslie Levine, Dorothy Lechtman, Broda Lipton, Molly Traub-Math, Scott Mail, Noy Maiman, Scott Mess, Regina Jankowski-Milstein, Rose Modlin, Ilya Moshiakov, Yevgenia Pecker, Jay Pitto, Mirtha Pon Esponia, Susan Rosenberg, Martin Sanders, Sheldon Sanders, Libby Schaefer, Gertrude Suslak, Boris Zalewski, and Rose Zucker. Kaddish is on 17. We stand together for Abel. Yitgadal, v'yitgadash shemei Rabbah, v'yalmad divrach hirutei, v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon, v'yamechon, v'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael, v'agala u'vizman kariv v'meru, Amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevarach, le'olam omei amaya, yitbarach, v'yishtabach, v'yitpa'ar, v'yitromam, v'yitnasei, v'yitadar, v'yitalev, v'yitalal, Shemet Kudisha Barechu, Le'ela min kol birachata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran bi'alma v'meru, Amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'meru, Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, V'yimeru. Amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn, comfort to the bereaved here and everywhere. Let's say Amen. Amen. You may be seated. And I'm going to invite another friend to come forward. Some of us know Jim Edelman. Jim is the president of our congregation, and he has some words to share with you, and he's going to help us give out these gifts that we have for you.
Not too many words. It's okay. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Mazel Tov, everybody. Mazel Tov. So, we're the people of the book, right? We know this? We heard this? People of the book? Yeah? Matt mean anything? Yeah. Who said it first? Who first called us the people of the book, do you think? Say it again. I heard something. So my hearing isn't what it used to be. You got to sort of enunciate loudly.
Moses.
Say it again.
Moses.
Moses. No. Okay. But I like, that would be, you'd normally think, yeah, Moses. You think it's in the Torah that we're called the people of the book? Nope. All right, let's narrow this down. What religion do you think this person was who first called? Jewish! No.
What?
Muslim.
Was it Gandhi?
Muslim.
Keep going. Not Gandhi.
A Muslim person?
What? Gandhi's like definitely getting warmer. Go down the list. Not Gandhi, maybe Muhammad. Okay. Muhammad first called us the people of the book in the Quran. As a compliment, and I think. And we, I believe the term is reappropriated it, right? We said, oh, we like that. And when Zeke was talking about connecting with everyone in the world, right? This is the way that we took our very moniker from someone who wasn't Jewish. So what does it mean to be a people of the book? I won't make you answer. If we were all together, I'd take some time, ask you what you think it means. I think it means that we're a religion of ideas, of laws, of ethics. We're not around any individual, right? And those ethics change. I was told the Torah is old. It is indeed old. I can't argue with that. It's old. But it's not static, okay? It changes. It adapts to us as we adapt to it, kind of like the Constitution, right? It's not, even though it kind of is written in stone, it's not written in stone, right? And so it's up to us to interpret it and make it work for us, right? If there's something in there, 3/5 of a person, that doesn't work, get rid of it, okay? That's okay. There's something in the Torah that doesn't work. You got rid of it. That's fine. Make it you. Make it work. But use that wisdom. And I think that's what you did in this book that you created. I'm going to take this home and look through it because there's a lot of exactly that type of thinking going on here. And that's what you should be doing. And you're making it you, and you're thinking, and it's wonderful. And I have learned so much today. So thanks so much.
So Jim, you're going to stay up here?
Okay.
I'm going to pass Jim some presents for you.
Okay.
They are going to include our book, right? The Hebrew Bible, Tanakh. So you will have one. And a certificate from this day. And so as Jim calls out your name, you can come up and grab your gift. And as you return to your seat.
Eli Lowry. Eli Avery. Jake Levy.
It's called by the first names.
Just the first name. There's no duplicate first names. Okay. Zeke. Sure. Asher. Kobe. Zoe. Eve. Noah. Adam. Travis. Milo. And Alan. Alone. All right, sorry. Alone. Good to go?
Thanks, Jim. And I know, it was lots of thoughtful conversations too about our... Okay, go ahead.
We just wanted to let you know what our gift to the congregation was. So, thank you for our gifts. And as you all know, we went on the Letaken seminar to Washington, D.C. in February.
And we feel that we don't want financial barriers to stop anyone from having that amazing trip. So we're creating a scholarship fund to help people in the future get to go on that trip just like we did.
Because it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience and everyone should be able to experience it.
hopefully in the future, once it's been used up, more people will help contribute again, and it can be ongoing and grow to help everyone be able to go and have a good time.
I love that. I love that. So our social justice seminar, we go to Washington, D.C. for 4 days, and we learn about different Jewish social justice issues through a Jewish lens. It's really quite powerful, and then they go and lobby, and that is like just a beautiful, beautiful experience to see them advocate in our senators and representatives' offices, and they speak truth to power and Torah to power, and it was beautiful. So one other thing we wanted to share, that some years ago there was a small little fund established at the synagogue to remember one of our students here before my arrival, Noah Cohen. Noah Cohen loved confirmation with studying with Rabbi Bronstein, Rabbi Deborah Bronstein, our Rabbi Emerita. He really appreciated the conversations and pursuit of meaning, but he also wrestled with lots of hardships and had challenges with his own mental health. And he sadly died by suicide. And friends and family, in order to remember Noah, created a scholarship, a little award, a $500 award that our students in confirmation can apply to. Some write an essay, some speak a message, others in the past have done some art. There's one on our website, a previous student who wrote a song, super cute. I love sending it to her every year so she could see it again while she finishes college. And the idea of this award is, how do you find meaning? How do you find meaning in your life? And this year, we got a wonderful message about how do you find meaning and how do you are open to possibilities and exploring relationships and how do you put your best self forward. And so on our website, and you see it here, on our website we list the previous winners, and they each will get, like I said, a $500 scholarship to anything Jewish. So whether it's going to Israel, going to a Jewish summer camp, if they don't use it for a youth group or a Nifty or something along those lines, perhaps they can use it for a Jewish studies class in college. And Elijah Avery is our winner for this year. Huh? No, just wave. And since it's a recording, it's his own sermon, we'll have it up on the website after Shabbat, and you'll be able to hear a really thoughtful message there on our web. So we have a concluding prayer. We will finish on page 18. We'll make a motzi and a kiddush here, and then we will invite you out in the social hall for kiddush lunch, and we'll say again how wonderful it is to have you folks here, to have your families and friends with us, and just folks part of our community to come here and support you. I love that about community. And this has been a lovely morning. So, page 18.
Sometimes I lay under the moon and thank God I'm breathing. Then I pray, don't take me soon, 'cause I'm here for a reason. Sometimes in my tears I drown, but I never let it get me down. So when negativity surrounds, I know someday it'll all turn around, because all my life I've been waiting for, I've been praying for the people to say that we don't want to fight no more. There'll be no more wars, and our children will play. One day, one day, one day. One day, one day, one day. It's not about win or lose, 'cause we all lose when they feed on the souls of the innocent. Blood-drenched pavement, keep on moving through the water, stay raging. In this maze, you can lose your way, your way. It might drive you crazy, but don't let it faze you, no way, no way. Sometimes in my tears I drown, but I never let it get me down. So when negativity surrounds, I know someday it'll all turn around, because all my life I've been waiting for, I've been praying for the people to say that we don't want to fight no more. There'll be no more wars, and our children will play. One day, one day, one day. One day, one day, one day. One day this all will change, treat people the same. Stop with the violence, down with the hate. One day we'll all be free and proud to be under the same sun, singing songs of freedom like why-oh, why-oh, oh, oh, oh. Why-oh, why-oh, oh, oh, oh. All my life I've been waiting for, I've been praying for the people to say that we don't want to fight no more. There'll be no more wars, and our children will play. One day, one day, one day. One day, one day, one day. One day, one day, one day.
Hold up.
Doesn't Asher have a thing?
Good job. Where is he?
He's over here. There he is. More things.
Definitely didn't forget. Okay. I'll pick this one. All right. As we bring this rite of passage to a close, I would like to talk about where we will go from here. What's next for us as we continue our journey of Judaism in life? To what lengths will we hold on to this community and forge new ones? For me personally, I believe that the best path forward is one of continuing these Jewish traditions and instilling them in the next generation. Judaism is an ever-changing and fluctuating belief in today's world, but is a very important one, and for that reason, I think it's important that we do not forget. The Holocaust during World War II, the anti-Semitism that Jews around the world experience on an everyday basis. All of these tragedies are just evidence that we need to continue resisting repression of our religion. The easiest way to do this is to stay involved in the Jewish community. It might not seem like a lot, but if every person here continues to contribute to the Jewish community, it will improve altogether as a whole. This includes staying involved with youth group for the next years of high school, joining a Hillel or community of Jews once we go off to college, and most importantly, keeping our Jewish values and giving them to our children, if we so choose to have them. So, despite this service coming to a close, It is nowhere near a conclusion to our Jewish journey that we will continue to embark on for the rest of our lives.
Stand up. Let's all rise.
ושמרו בני ישראל
את
השבת. לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת. לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. בין ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת. לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת. לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת. לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, בורא פרי הגפן.
Take a sip. Don't spill. Hold that. Baruch atah
אלוהינו מלך העולם,
המוציא לחם מן הארץ. You can pull a piece off, or you can take a bite. I'm giving them back to you. Shabbat Shalom, Mazal Tov to you. Come, have a nash. Oh, you want a picture of them? We do have pictures if you want. All right. Mom wants one more picture. So you have to kind of get back up there. It's always one Same positions as last time. Go back to where you stood before. Go back to where you were before.
Both Asher, Cody, and that's great.
Mazel tov. Shalom. Shalom.
I think that's good.
Was it me?
Wasn't me.
Wasn't me.
Wasn't me.
Eli.
My family has.
I'm a big fan. You and Dad.
Oh, really? My grandpa like cries at shit like TV shows.
Yeah. Well, that and like the first thing.
Good. Come here, why don't you give me your stuff up there?
I don't want to do it.
Congratulations.
The bass was slapping.
Hold on, why don't you give me your stuff up there? You get a yard too? Just more of these?
No, I
You have
didn't.
the little like going in
Oh,
and
you
out.
didn't return them. I'll put all the stuff
Oh yeah. No. I played some guitar and I only learned songs by like just like listening to them and also I have chord charts and I know how to read them, but not when it's just the lyrics and not like the rhythm.
In theory, they won't lock up.
Can we get lunch? Yes. I'm in a lunch mood.
I'm in a lunch mood.
Mazel tov, buddy.
Did you see his first version of the cover?
Awesome time.
Yeah. See how easy it is to get $500?
Yeah. Love it.
I mean, honestly, it would be a thing for Noah Cohen's family to not have a winner.
Yeah.
See how important that is?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Right?
Oh, that's so mean.
I'm like that.
Because everybody used to wear all white but our school gets out chilly. We can't wait for Shavuot, which is like school's out. Just begin. Shavuot. Right. Well, because it's like standing at Sinai and receiving the Torah, so people would have like flowers and they would use like robes back in the day. I wore a robe too.